Hi, and welcome to Barnes Denig Ask the Experts. I'm Kat Jenkins, Marketing Director, and today Intelligent Process Automation Practice Leader Mark Wurtenberger talks with Barnes Denig Director Eric Goodman about what the practice is and what it can do. Mark, Eric, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Kat, and thanks, Mark. Mark, first thing, what is intelligent process automation?
Hi, thanks, Eric. Simply put, it's working smarter, not harder. And what that means for organizations is that you can build efficient processes that allows your data to work for you, as opposed to you always working just to obtain your data. And these tools do not require advanced IT backgrounds or degrees. They leverage what's called low code or no code programming, which allows any user to apply these tools to their data processes and gathering or calculations that they do already, and then it gives them advanced kind of inherent, almost even IT minor, so to speak, because you can now create your ad hoc reports or ad hoc data kind of calculations on your own without needing the help of your IT department or a data scientist or someone that you currently leverage. And these tools then also give you a nice good building blocks for a good data foundation. And there's two different ones that help you achieve this. One is the category of ETL, which is essentially what Excel falls into. And these other tools allow you to basically create a much more powerful Excel macro that will then gather and wrangle and calculate the data in the fashion that you need it on a much shorter time span within minutes or seconds even. And then also from the visualization side, your reporting capabilities is where like Power BI comes into play and allows you to see what the data is trying to tell you in a much more visual aspect, as opposed to paging through a bunch of different Excel files or tabs or PDF pages on your desk. And then these two can then lead to the next step, which would be robotics process automation. And one way to think about that is kind of like a set of dominoes that you create, that all these different tools can talk to each other behind the scenes, and then keep the data moving in that perspective as well.
So I know you always use the tagline "Get out of Excel hell," and I know you touched on Excel there a little bit. How does intelligent process automation help you there?
Well, it basically allows you to say, okay, where is all my data coming from, and what do I really need, and how can I get to that in the quickest manner? Because then it alleviates all the extra columns and data points and metadata that you really don't need, and it truly gets to the crux of the pieces that fit into the particular calculation or the reporting, and allows you to focus on on only what matters, as opposed to always trying to make sense of all the different data that really isn't necessary for every aspect of your organization.
Great. How could Barnes Denig's clients and prospects benefit from these new forms of automation?
So once you have the nice, neat, kind of structured master data sets, that allows you to create homebrew or ad hoc data analytics, which will lead to better business decisions, because you can see what your data is trying to tell you in a much easier fashion, and you can go from the 3,000-foot view down to the granular level of detail in a few clicks if you have sort of questions on what's driving this metric or that metric, and you can get that scalability real quickly. Also, it increases your accuracy and frequency of these calculations, so you can now have your data available in real time if you would like it. And also it leads to risk reduction, because you're taking the human element out of it, and you're creating set repeatable processes that are being performed each and every time in the same manner. And then from a personal kind of what's in it for me perspective, frankly, it gives you hours back in your day and can quickly improve employee morale. Also, if you ever kind of thought to yourself, oh great, it would be nice if we could get this calculation or have this a little bit quicker, all those nice to haves are now in play, and you can work towards incorporating those solutions into your day-to-day job responsibilities. And again, when you have the ETL and the visualizations combined, it gives you that good building blocks where companies like Microsoft are even investing more and more into robotics process automation. So all of your Microsoft licensees can talk to each other in the background, and basically you just need to connect them together like building blocks, or it kind of turns into playing with Legos too.
Great information. How do you recommend clients and prospects of Barnes Denig get started with these new tools?
It's always best to start small. One, to understand what these new tools are, and to help lessen the learning curve in that fashion. But then also these tools just showcase a new art of the possible, and it helps you kind of understand what is the potential with these new tools and how the different calculations can come together and actual, the added power that you get behind them. And another way to think about it too is where should you sort of target and which processes should you identify. If you ever kind of thought to yourself when you're doing something there has to be a better way, or why does this take so long, odds are these tools can help in those processes. Or also too, if you have already kind of structured data which you're applying objective logic to, those processes are ripe for automation there. And then from a personnel perspective, if you have anybody on your team that's a good self-starter, they don't need to be the greatest with Excel, but they're they're willing to disrupt their day-to-day processes and kind of educate and improve on themselves. And those are normally good people to start with too. And then from an education perspective, all these software tools have really good user communities that have use cases even and examples that you can leverage to apply back to your particular situation. There's lots of self-service learning capabilities out there. Simply Googling your situation can help you find the solution. Microsoft Learn's a really good tool out there as well. There are podcasts that help you just sort of shift in mindset, even on how to think differently a little bit, given all these new tools and ways to apply them to your businesses. And then also YouTube is a great source as well. The vendors publish videos all the time, and there's even, particular personalities out there that can help you understand these as well. I like Guy in a Cube, for instance, and they're pretty good, especially with learning about new features, because these tools do, release new features to them pretty often, which is a good thing. But then, they help you understand it and lessen that learning curve even further. But those are just some examples on how to get started.
Great. All this sounds very exciting, not only for myself, but it sounds like it can definitely help our clients and prospects. So I want to thank you for your time today and talking about intelligent process automation.
Yeah, happy to help. The future is looks exciting, and it turns into fun.
Mark and Eric, great information. Thanks so much for joining us. And if you'd like to learn more, or would like to set up a conversation, or potentially have a challenge that you would like for intelligent process automation to help solve, visit barnesdenig.com. We'll see you next time on Ask the Experts.